Check, check, check. That's going to be loud. Check, check, check. That's fine. Welcome, guys, to SSR's season finale at Abu Dhabi. This is my first comp with these guys. Some of these guys you'll know from OTL. Some of these other guys I haven't seen, so it'll be interesting to see where some of these fit in. I believe this is also a realistic race. Some of the faster guys obviously in the slower cars, some of the slower guys in the Mercedes and the Red Bulls, so this might be a fun watch for me. Looking at the table going into this last race, it all seems very close at the top. Ryan Sam 184, he's there. He is top at the moment by 8 points. OTL Dixie Enormous is on 211, 8 points behind. And the guy in third, the Extremist, is about 40 points behind, so he can't catch up. McLaren have already won the Constructors. Aston Martin a second. Yeah. Some of the points aren't moved. No, that's fine. So yeah, it'll be down to Ryan Sam and OTL Dixie Enormous to see who wins the championship. Ryan's in an Aston Martin, Adam's in a McLaren. I think quality might be a bit important here then for those two. They must have had quite a good season. I don't know how many races they've been through, but like I said, it'll be very interesting and a good watch from me anyway to see how these guys get on. I haven't watched very many realistic either, so it'll be an interesting race. I think these guys start at 7:30 as well. They're just waiting on maybe one or two people to come. So Abu Dhabi, I don't like this track at all, but some do, some love it. Adam needs to love it tonight, so does that Ryan, but I really don't know how tonight's going to go. There's a few from OTL who I obviously know, Mr. Rage, obviously Adam and Mitch, Walker, he'll be there next year as I know, he's my teammate. Green Fingers, Matman and Pedro are also in there. Oh, Chris is racing. He's in the Williams. Obviously Chris is from Elite, so he's had to go in a slower car. It'll be interesting to see where he can put that Williams in quali as well. I'm not sure who they're missing. 2 secs, by the way. Guys, we'll be starting shortly anyway. Abu Dhabi is not a track that I've had a lot of practice on. We didn't do it in OTL, so I haven't really worked out a tyre strategy or anything. Like I said, it's not one of my best tracks. We'll just see how these guys get on. some of these guys who I know are quite quick anyway, but like I said, they're in slower cars. This is realistic, so everything's a bit new to me. Oh, brilliant. Start when I want. Stream 7 minutes long. Adam's a bit slow, it's fine. I will sort out audio when we get to the cars, because I think I'm slightly too loud, but I don't want to drown out over the sound of the cars. But we'll start shortly, hopefully. I think they'll wait for 1 or 2 people. I wonder if Adam can actually win. He just needs 8 points. I don't really know their point structure here, but I would think he needs at least... He's going to have to get on the podium, and I think Ryan would have to be somewhere down in 8th possibly, or 8th or 10th. But we'll see. I will check comments, because some of you guys are probably... Evening Chris, evening Adam. Good luck for you guys tonight, especially Adam being up there. Real F1 points. Oh, okay, yeah, it still doesn't help me, Adam. No, I know top 10 get points. So Adam needs a podium. He's going to have to finish a good 5 places above Ryan then. There's a few in there who'll probably try and stop this as well. Aston Martin, I don't know who. Mazepin's in there, or Mazepin. He is, if he can get in front of Adam, he's obviously going to help Ryan here. So Ryan's Pedro is Adam's teammate, both in McLarens. So a few tactics might come into play tonight, but we'll see. Adam needs to finish first and Ryan third. There you go. Thanks, Adam. Nice to always see Mick here as well. You see him on a Monday. He does very well. He's been very busy, which is why he hasn't been on comms with me on a Wednesday. But it's nice to see that he's back in his car and racing again. What I might do that now. 1 or 2 slight corrections might help. Let me speed this up a bit. Yeah, it sounds slightly louder. I'll just talk a bit quieter. So I wonder how this goes, because being realistic, anything I guess can happen. With some of these guys obviously who I don't know, looking at the table, and it seems quite even. A couple of people are readying up. I think we're going, here we are. So it'll be 18 that start quali that I can see anyway. And we'll go from there and see how these guys get on. I need to turn that settings.
Okay, here we go. I know.
qualifying 1. Ah, maybe full quali then. I also didn't know this. Full quali, that brings a lot of different strategies into play as well, because obviously you can be on the medium compound and get through to Q3 and then start on it. So yeah, it's way too loud. Yeah, it's way too loud. Still on 5 though. I think that's better. Yeah, I'll just speak a bit louder, that'll be fine. Change some of my settings, but that's fine. I'll try and see if anyone comes out. It doesn't look very nice out there. I wouldn't have thought it was going to rain here. It shouldn't do. Awkward pit stop as well. Awkward exit to the pit stop. It looked like these guys ran obviously no help coming out the pits, so they have to do it themselves with that bridge and that corner. Might lose a couple of wings before they even get out the pit. We'll see. Adam's come out quite early. Might just want to get a few laps in, or just get a good time in. Obviously, quali 3, I would expect everyone to do soft laps. Leave it on tire. This is going to be interesting though, because I know where some of these guys would fit in non-realistic cars, but with realistic cars it really opens up the abilities really. If someone's only a couple of tenths slower than someone but get a better car, it makes it out to be a brilliant race. A few cars have come out of track, not that many. We had 16 minutes left, so 15 and a half. A couple of cars on track. Adam's going to start his lap anyway, we'll see how he gets on. First sector looks decent from him anyway. Doesn't go too wide on the exit of that corner. Hairpin looked quite good, he got a nice bit of traction out of there as well. Keep an eye on his sector 2 time here. See the cars coming in behind him, check on them. He seemed alright coming out of there as well. They've changed this track. It looks quite nice. 59.1. Third sector looks pretty good so far. The start of it anyway. Quite a long lap this as well. One that you have to nail. You miss out on a couple of corners, it can cost you big time here. So this lap from Adam though, it does look very clean and very good. The 1:37.8 We'll try and catch some cars coming behind him. One is I think it's Volks Bob. In the 139, 138 there, so he puts him up into P2 for now. Try and catch, I think it was Mitzimat. He's going 138.6. So at the moment we've got Adam in first. He's done quite a good lap there, 8/10 between him and second place. PTG's just started a lap. I think one of them, McLarens, or both are coming to finish their laps. 59.7 for GT through sector 2 anyway. This is going to be a 139, 140. Sounded a bit slow coming out that last corner. I don't know if he would run out of, he wouldn't have run out of fuel, but Ryan Sam there, he's gone a couple of hundredths quicker than Adam there. He's done 137.7. Good lap from him as well. It keeps those two battling all the way to the final flag. This will after quali as well. I think that was Boss Man there, the 139.1. Try and get the cars as they come onto their laps. I think Pedro's on an out lap. I think that's Mitch who's just finishing, or just about to start a lap as well. Adam's done another lap. He went faster by, I think, about 6/10 there. It puts him onto a 137.3. Obviously, being full quali, these guys can run a bit more fuel. They can hit that second or third lap a bit harder, and their tyres are warmer, and it gives them more opportunities to do things through quali. This TTG Sean just went second with a 137.4 there. That's a good lap from him in the AlphaTauri, I think it was. Danny Boy puts up a 139.7, puts him in P7 at the moment. Matt Man, he's gone through sector 1 with a 17.7. We'll keep with him as he gets into the end of this, the middle of this lap, end of this lap. Couple of yellow flags, that's just people letting people past. So there's no problem with them. That man looks like he's doing a good job here actually. He's just gone slightly wide. It hasn't taken his lap off. Got away with it a bit there. Might have lost a 10th and a half possibly. That corner was nice though. Might not be a bad time actually. A 138.1. So that puts him P5 for now. He wasn't going to do another lap because he'd let off. We'll see how Pedro's getting on. He's in sector 2 here on a lap. Mitch has just done a lap. He's done a 139.4, so that's alright. He's putting him up to P10 for now. Pedro's looking strong with the purple second sector from the game. I'm not sure if that's just from the game. Nice to see these guys are clean though, getting out of the way. You can find a few who aren't, but these guys look all pretty good as well, which helps. Pedro goes slightly wide, he might be able to hold it. He does flick the curb, he's going to have to pit and do another lap, but that lap looked like it was going to be in the 137s, possibly lower 8s as well. Oh, Mazza spins round as well through sector 1, so that won't be a good lap for him. Green Fingers there put up a 139.1. He's up by, he's down by 3/10, but he'll probably come into the pit this lap. We'll try and find someone else who's on the lap. Matt Man, he slowed down before he even started his second, so that's an invalidation from DXT Matty there. He looked like he was on quite a good lap there. He's in 4th at the moment with the 138.1. Danny's not on a lap here. Mr. Rage has started a lap. He's actually through he started sector 3. He's in the Haas. See how he gets on for his last sector. Ooh. 59.3. for the first two sectors there. This could put him up into that top 5, I think, possibly. We're getting to 130. Oh, 137.6. That's a very, very good lap in a Haas, that is. He's put himself up into P3 so far. 8.5 minutes left. Judges a second over his time, so he won't be improving with his lap. See how Mitch is getting on. Mitch in the red forwards. Like I said, it's nice to see him back in a car racing. He does very well as he can anyway. Let's see how his sector 2 lap comes. The other guys, I think, were on a 59. He's actually a second up on his second away from his last time, so I don't think he'll be improving unless he has a. We'll stay with him just to see his last one. He might even come in the pit. We'll go to Chris though after this because he's flying through that first sector, unless he's the car behind Mitch here. Yeah, Mitch will continue round. I don't think he won't improve on his other time, but he's good practice anyway. Let's look over to Chris, see where he is. He was through sector 1. His sector 2 time. He's 4/10 up on, I believe Mr. Rage went through that at 59.4, so Chris going through that at 59 flat. It's a very good lap in this Williams as well. Put himself up inside that top 3-4 places. Maybe have lost half a tenth off that curb, but I think it looks pretty good. He's just invalidated his lap actually going into that second last corner, so he's going to dive into the pit, hopefully get another lap in. He's got 6 minutes to do so he's got enough time. See how Irish is. He's in front of Pedro, so we'll keep on with him for a sec. Mazepin's moved into 5th, I believe, on 137.8. Pushed a few people down. Greenfinger's now outside the top 10, but they're all on their out laps, so they'll want to improve on their lap. Irish Nude Potato, though, he's through sector 2. It was purple. He has got a car in front. He might be on a lap, might not. It is Volt Orb. Bolt Bob's on an out lap, so I think he should be okay here. Runs slightly wide, but it hasn't done his lapping. It looks quite quick, this actually. I think it'll be in the 37 or maybe 38. It's a 138.2. He's put himself 9th. That wasn't as quick as it looked. It did look very quick though. Pedro's on a valid lap. He's coming into the last 2 corners roughly around the same time as well, so these guys are all within that 137, 138 mark. Pedro's going to be close to the last one. 139.0. It puts him 11th. It's not a bad place to, well, seeing as this is quali 1, I think only 4 free drivers will be knocked out. I keep forgetting that. Walker's on an out lap though, so he'll want to put himself up into the Irish New Potato. Something's happened to him. He is retired in 15th, possibly might get knocked out here. Chris still has to do a lap. Walker's on his out lap. We'll try and catch a few of these guys. Rage is stopped as well. He's fine with it being 3rd. I don't think that many more cars are going to blow in front of him. Mazepin's also retired in the pit, so he's happy with his time. Matman goes up into P3, initial P3, so I think that sorts him out. There was a few movements down there. I don't know if that was Greenfinger's moved up a couple of spaces or I think it was, and also is that Mick? possibly Mitsmatch just moved himself up in the 4th as well. Yeah, he has. He's moved range down a bit. Volts Bob just done a lap as well, 1:37.6. These times are all coming in around this 1:37, 1:38, but they're all very, very close. Adam's still up there in pole at the moment. Is Pedro on another lap? No. Green Fingers, he's more or less matching his time so far. He's got a lot of traffic in front of him in sector 2, but he can get a nice toe off one or two of these, but they have moved out of the way. Bossman and Matman, they've been doing a few tactics there, all being close together. Try and get Bossman up a bit further than he is possibly at the moment. Yellow flag in sector 1. I'm not sure if that's Judsey or Green. No, it won't be Green Fingers, because on Green Fingers it'll be Judsey. I think he's just had a slight issue. It looks like he's getting away though. He should be safe in 10th. I mean, there is 2:40 left, but there's that half a second gap he's got more or less onto 11th. So the Green Fingers will want to try and push himself up here as well. It hasn't invalidated his lap, so he was very, very close through sector 2 on his time, so he might just improve slightly here. It'll keep him away from that drop zone. Could be in the 1:38, see, yeah, 1:38.7. He's moved up to 12th. And if he has enough fuel, he could go around again. Mitch at the moment, he's on an out lap. We'll see how Danny Boy's getting on. He's through sector 2, he's down by 2.5 tenths, so he needs to try and at least find another 8 on what he's got at the moment to get inside that top 15 spot. There's a few cars in front. I don't know if Pedro's going around again. Adam's decided to stay in the pit. I don't think there's any need for some of these top guys to come back out. Ooh, Danny had a slight little sideways movement there, but he managed to hold that quite well actually. Very tight to the outside wall as well. It's not too bad of a lap. I don't think he'll improve on his last one though. No, he won't. He was down by 4 tenths. We'll nip to Chris because he's in sector 2 on a fast lap. Only driver not put up a lap yet, but I think he knows he can put it up there anyway. He only needs to get, like I said, into that top 15 for the first piece of quali. So I think any lap will do. If he doesn't get this one in, he's got time for another one, I believe. He's got a bit of traffic in front of him. I don't think many of them are on laps. They won't get in any way anyway. He'll be alright. Well, he's held that last corner this time, second last corner, so I think this will be up in the 1:37s. It's a 1:37.1. He's just gone P1 by 2 tenths. Very good lap. He's in a Williams as well, so that's a very, very good lap there from Chris. He'll be very happy. TG Sean's just gone on a 1:37.2. He's just crept in front of Adam there. We'll see if any of these can improve as well. He's just going for sector 1, but he's 5.5 seconds up. Voltorp's he's on an invalidated lap. Walker's just started a lap as well. Pedro's on an invalidated lap. Some of these might have to improve their time because Mitch and Danny are still to finish off their laps here. I don't know if that's Danny going into the last couple of corners. Yeah, it is, and I think that might be Mitch behind him as well. So these two want to push themselves out of that drop zone. Needing a 1:38, at least a 1:38 something. Danny's not going to get it this time, and I think that's his qualifying done, and Mitch has actually moved up with a 1:38.5. He's moved up to 13th, so great lap from him. That pushes Green Fingers out. He's not going to improve his time because he's not getting an invalidated lap as well, so well done to Mitch there for putting himself into Q2. It's a brilliant bit of qualifying from him. We'll sit on Walker. He's up by 2.5 tenths. Potential P8 here unless he can find a little bit more in the last couple of corners, but been in a Haas, his time Doesn't seem too bad. 137.5, that moves him up to 4th. He took another 2/10 out of just that last sector, so he'll be very happy with that. We'll see if Mitsumat is going into the pit, so he's happy as well, and I think that might be everyone done. TTG Sean's coming into the pit as well, and that is quali done. I'll just make sure, it's outside Q1, I'll just make sure that it is full quali and I'm not missing something here. He binned it. If you're talking about Matt Man, yeah, he's it's not raining, so of course he's binned it. Oh, bless him. No, he's been getting better actually. Matt Man did throughout the season. He had a few issues, he just makes the wrong calls. But I could see him next season, if he smartens up a little bit, pushing up to the top. Probably 3 or 4 places. So quali that. OTO Allen in P1, P2 was TTG Sean, P3 was OTL Dixie Enormous, P4 was Walker, 5 is Mataman, 6 is Mitsumat, 7 is Mr. Rage, 8 is Volks Bob, 9 is Ryan Sam. Obviously we have to look out for Ryan there and Dixie Enormous because they're in a battle for the championship in this last race. Mazzaspin was 10th, Pedro in 11th, DXT Matty was in 12th, Mitch was in 13th, Judsy in 14th, and then Irish Nude Potato, Green Fingers, Bossman and Danny Boy. I don't know if Irish Nude's not going to be there. I thought it was top 15 that go through, but we'll see. His name is darkened out, so I don't think he'll actually be in Q2. Unless that's who Adam was saying binned it. Then it makes sense. So Q2, yeah, there are only 14, so he didn't make it through. Obviously top 10 go through here. I don't know what's happening in the race. Like I said, I shouldn't think it's going to rain here. Who's coming out nice and early? One of the Red Bulls, Mattman. Medium tyres, so Mattman, we'll put the tyres on now, so people can see that already half of these people have already chosen the medium compound who are going out. Some have stayed on the soft, possibly. Not yet. Oh yeah, there's one, Mitch. He's alright. We'll go to the first one and come out though. I think it was Mattman. Obviously 3 minutes less for this quali. There's only 15 minutes. So I think they can, if you're ruining a run on your medium, I mean you could push out for another one. It might ruin your strategy in race. It might not allow you to do that one stopper. Hards at Abu Dhabi sounds a bit grim to be fair, but all these guys, well, 3/4 of the guys have gone out on mediums. We will stick with Mattman as he comes through sector 2. It's hard to kind of work out pace difference here because I know some of these faster drivers in those slower cars, a couple of the times that they put up, I didn't realise how big the gap in the cars there actually was. But it does, it looks quite a good format. Obviously closes people in, slower people will be faster down straights, possibly if they get a good exit and things like that. The fact that Adam and Ryan are going for the championship, and the McLaren and the Aston Martin, I don't think there's a massive difference between them. Mattman's first sector looked quite nice though anyway, in the start of sector 2 did. Being on mediums, obviously times will be I would think slower, possibly. I don't know how the track really progresses through a full quali format, but we'll see. We will put this on for people. I kind of missed that. We'll see Mattman sector 2 time there, roughly about 59 and a half on the first one, so 59.2. He's not too far off from quali 1 here, and obviously he's on the slower compound now, so the track obviously gets a bit better as quali goes on, I would think. But he's putting in quite a good lap here, obviously wanting to get a good lap out first on those mediums. You don't really want to be doing 2 or 3 laps in quali on them. But if he can nail this lap in these last 2 corners, I think he'll be happy with getting into P3 here quite easily. Almost everyone now on the medium compound as well. He's just done a 1:38.1, so yeah, the track condition does get a lot better. Walker's just put up a 1:37.4 there, and Mitch has done a 1:39.8 back on his. So if we try and get, we'll stick with. Oh wow, Pedro's just done a 1:37.6, so he's gone fastest by a 10th there, all on medium compound. Mitz went back into the Mitz and Matt went back into the pit. I think Mitch has done that on the soft just to try and get into Q3 here. It'd be lovely to see him in there. Adam's just put up the fastest lap though, 1:37.5, so he's gone just over a 10th quicker than his teammate. Both wanting to get into sector 2. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. That's one of the McLaren. Yeah, one of the McLarens. I'm not sure if they just had to move out the way. Jugsy's just put up a 1:39.0 there, and OTL Allen split the 2 McLarens there with a 1:37.6. Obviously in a slower car you can tell the difference in pace, but that's a great lap there from him, only being half a tenth off. TCG Sean looks like he's doing quite a good lap here. This could be in the 1:37s as well, 1:37.7. So those top 5 already only split by 2/10. I'll try and catch a few of these who haven't done a lap. I think that was Bolts Bob just moved up into 7th there with a 1:38.5. There's a little bit of a gap between 5th and 6th there at the moment. See how Matty gets on through his second sector. We're looking for about 59 something, low 59s to be anywhere near 6th anyway, if they can get close to under that, because Mattman's last sector looked quite nice actually, but he looked like he lost a bit of time there compared to the others. He's on a 59.2, Matty is, so it's the same, kind of the same time as Mattman's done. He's gone slightly wobbled there, it's not going to help him at all. He probably lost about 3 or 4 tenths. Hopefully he can nail the last bit of this sector and he can get inside that top 10. Like I said, I don't think people want to do too many laps on their mediums if they don't have to. Even with that wobble though, I think this is going to be in the 1:38s. Yeah, 1:38.4. So even I think he lost about 4 tenths, so he'd definitely be inside that. Well, he'd move up another probably place or 2, but it's a good lap there after that. Recovered very well. Mazepin's coming into the pit. We'll go back with Adam. He might be on another lap. He's actually on an invalidated lap. Sean, he's just about to come to an end, but he's 10 seconds up on his own time. Bolts Bob improved by 2 thousandths, so he hasn't moved. He was just getting out of the way of someone. We'll find someone else who's on an actual lap. No one is at the moment, so we'll stick with Mr. Rage because he's just started his 17.7 through Sector 1. Sector 2 is the one that we've been kind of looking at. Very, very close between those top 5 at the moment. They might not want to come out. I don't think some might come out for another lap. Ryan's still in the pit. I think he'll be waiting near the end to do one run on his medium and see if he can nail a lap right at the end. But with the pace he showed in Q1, I think he'll definitely get into Q3 here. Mr. Rage's lap looks quite nice already though at the moment. I missed his sector 2 time, but I think he'll put himself up into this bracket with these 137s as well. Maybe 138, low 138s here. Did look very clean through that last couple of corners there as well. He's going to get him 137s here possibly. Yeah, 137.9, so that puts him up into 6th. Brilliant lap there as well from Walker. I didn't see that. 137.7 in a Haas as well. So the two Haas boys, they've pushed up there. I would think they're getting to P3 with those times as well. We'll try and catch some of the headers. He's done a lap. Ryan's done a lap there. He's put himself into 10th. I think he'll need to improve on that though. He's only a 10th inside that window. We'll check his next lap. I don't know if he had half a missed turn, but he should be alright through here. His first sector was just slightly over, 200ths over. Check on his second sector when he gets down the next straight. But if he's near that 59 again, that's just where they all are through first and second sector. It just seems the third sector, some people have a bit more flow through it. Like Chris and Adam and Pedro there, compared to Mataman, who I wouldn't say he struggled through the last sector, but he looked like he lost quite a bit of time. 59.1, so Ryan's just under actually. He's 3.5 tenths up, almost 4. So that'll move him up at the moment into 8th possibly, so it might be okay for the top 10. I don't know how long's left. This is a yellow flag in sector 3. There's 4:50 left, so guys have got another chance to do a lap if they need to, if they want to. Walker's possibly back out. Mr. Rage I think is going to go in. So that looks like it's going to be in a 130, late 137, yeah, 137.6. Actually, Ryan's moved up to 3rd. That was a brilliant last sector from him. He's gained so much time in sectors 2 or 3. He must have had a very slight wobble before. Walker's up by 1/10.5. Is that Mitsumat on a lap there? He's on an invalidated lap. He'll need to get a lap in possibly in the next 2 runs here if he wants to get one in. I think that was Walker who was on that lap anyway. He's up now. He's up by just under, well, 600ths through sector 2. It won't move him at the moment on the board, but if he can find another 10th or 2 in the 3rd sector, that will definitely put him into 3rd or 4th, with these guys being very, very close. Looks like he just carries so much more speed through that second last corner than some of the guys. That's going to be a 137.8. So it hasn't improved. That last sector wasn't as quick as he did before. Ryan's not on a lap. See if Mitsumat's just, yeah, he's through sector 1 now, so see if he can put himself up here somewhere. He needs to be a 130. I think 138 might not get you into Q3 here. With some of the other guys, Judsy's on an out lap, so he needs to find half a second, I think. Depending on what time Mitsumat puts up here, it could push some of these other guys down. Obviously, Mazepin's not done a lap yet. He's just started his. Matty's come back out, and so's Matman. They're on out laps now. Judsy's just started a lap, so we'll flip to him after Mazepin. Mitsumat just had a slight wobble coming out there. I think he'll be alright. tell you what though, this ain't too far off those other guys. He's still in the 135, 134 off that last corner, so he's going to be on 138.3. He's moved himself up to 10th. It's a good lap from him. Let's push some of these other guys out. Judgy's on a lap as well. We'll go with Mazepin because he's done a 139.6, so he's about 4/10 off of 8th at the moment through first two sectors with 4 corners left. It's going to be very, very tight, I think, for those last guys, especially when if they're on their they'll be on their last runs very soon as well. Mazepin's last corner, he's in that 135 bracket as well, so this could be near Mittermat's time. Oh no, he's 13th, so he's going to stay out. He's got obviously enough time to do another lap. Go to Judgy, he's up by 2.5 tenths, so he might put himself into the top 10 here if he can find another quarter of a half a tenth. They look quite clean, those last couple of corners. He moved over, so he's found a lot of time in that last sector. He's moved up to 7th for 137.9. He is on the soft compound though. Mattman's also chosen the soft compound, and he's going to improve on his time, and he's done P1 with a 137.4. So it bumped him up. At the moment though, Matt is on the lap, but he's 3/10 down, so I don't think he'll improve his time. Matty was on the lap, he's up. Mazepin is in front of both of them guys. Matt was just about to finish his lap actually. I don't think he's going to improve on his time. No, he was just 1.5 tenths. So he could get another lap in if he's got enough fuel. I don't see what it would be his third lap if he does. Mazepin is up by 8.5 tenths. So he's going to put himself at least 10th here. He's going to push Volksbob down to 11th into that danger zone. He's stuck in the pit, so his quali's over. He's going to hope one of these 3 guys who's doing a lap now either make a slight mistake or can't beat his time. I think Mazepin might have done it though. He's into last corner at 34. This is going to be a very good lap. It's a 137.9, so he's moved up into 8th. That pushes Volksbob down. Mr. Rage is actually might be in a bit of trouble now. Judgy's sitting in 9th. He did improve his time before. Mitsumat is up by a 10th. And DXT Matty's gone into the pit, so Mitsumat has actually let off. I think he's going to run out of fuel, so he's not going to improve anyway, and I think Judgy's gone into the pit, so that is quali 2 done, I believe. And we're going to lose Mitch, unfortunate. Mitsumat put in a good lap there as well. DXT Matty's going to go, and so's Volksbob. Rage, I think, has got a bit lucky there. He retired slightly earlier, I think, than others, but he snuck in there with 2/10, so Mattman put obviously in the fastest lap of the session on a soft compound tyre, so he'll be starting on soft. He will need to try and put himself up as high as he can in Q3. He'll want to be starting at least in the top 4 if he can try and get there, but looking at his time compared to some of those medium runners, I think he might be quite a long way off some of these, and that tyre strategy might come into play. It might be a good idea. Big might, but why the hell does it say in the description this is F1 2014? I don't know, Charlie. Oh dear. That is quali anyway, so moving into Q3 will be Mataman, OTL Dixie Normus, OTL Allen, Ryan Sam, Pedro Walker, TCG Sean, Mazepin, Judzy, Mr. Rage. The people who are out of Q3 will be Volksbob, Mitsumat, DXT, Matty22 and Mitch. Judzy and Mataman will be the only ones starting on the soft compound tyre, unless anyone outside the top 10 do. I wouldn't think so. Like I said, Judgy or Mataman, I think they need kind of top 4 or 5 here, especially on that soft compound tyre. try and get a little bit of a push away. Being in the Alfa Romeo might not help him. Judsy's in the Ferrari, that might help him, especially through after the hairpin. Even on lap 1, a Ferrari being behind an Alfa Romeo or an Alpine, he technically should just fly past. So this is, they need a good quali. Charlie, I don't even know where it comes up with description. I couldn't have typed that though. So now we've got 12 minutes, obviously 3 more less. These guys will be trying to get as high as they can. I don't know if anyone will come out early. I haven't seen your race yet. Yeah, no, I haven't. Yeah, you're still, well, you're still in your 8th at the moment. Like I said, you're on that soft compound, so you've got half a chance. As long as you clear turn 1, you should be okay. Oh, we have got a couple of cars coming out actually. Chris is coming out. I'm not sure if pit is disabled. They all seem to come out on the same kind of angle there. So obviously everyone should be on soft now. It would not make sense to put mediums on. Yeah. So we need to keep an eye out for Mataman, who's on softs, and Judsy's, who's also on softs. But obviously OTL Dixie Enormous and Ryan to see who wins this championship. 8 points is the gap, so obviously first for Adam, third for Ryan. Always depends with teammates as well. If someone can get in the middle, that will give one of these a brilliant opportunity. I'm not sure who was up. I think it was Chris actually who came out the pit first. It was. We keep on with Chris. Flick to Walker and Mataman. I believe that's behind these two. Yeah, it is. Hopefully, with this being my first comms for this league, some of these guys will surprise me and a few new kind of either takes or techniques or something. It's always interesting seeing new drivers as well. Obviously, these guys have been part of this league for probably 20 plus races at least. Chris starts his lap anyway. Being in a Williams, slight disadvantage, big disadvantage, but I think he can handle this. Sector 1 looks quite quick on a 17.5 anyway. We flipped to Walker to check here, 17.7. I think it was Matman behind, he's slightly behind on a 17.7 as well, so he's pushing the same pace as Walker, but Chris has got him by a couple of tenths at the moment through the first sector. Big long straights here, capitalised from some of the faster cars. Like I said, first 3 laps, if cars are all together, it's going to be very interesting to see the difference in speed down that straight and this one. A couple of yellow flags. I think people are just slowing down to warm their tyres up for sector 3 there. I missed Chris's second sector and Walker, so we won't check Matt's, but this looks quite a good lap actually from Chris. Another yellow flag in sector 1. I think that's one of the Aston Martins just slowing down. I think Chris had a bit of trouble with that second last corner, but he's actually nailed it that time. It looks slight off, but I think he'll be happy with that. If that's a 1:36.8 as well, that is a fast lap. A good benchmark for some of these other guys who are going to come through here. We had Walker who was next. He's actually coming to pit. Matt Mann's going to come around the last corner. He's done a 1:37.7. So he's 9/10 off. That was a brilliant lap from Chris, I think. Mr. Rage is going to come into this last corner though. He's going to be on about a 1:37 possibly. Yeah, 1:37.4. So he's moved up into P2 at the moment. Pedro's the next car to come over the line. This is also going to be a 1:37, 1:37.7. So 3/10 off of Mr. Rage at the moment. Is Adam coming? There's a couple of Aston Martins actually coming into the last couple of corners. Ryan Sam, he's going to go into 1:37s as well here. 1:37.4, it's P3 at the moment. Mazepin coming around the last corner. He was going slightly slower, so we'll flip to Adam, who's on a fast lap as well. This is going to be on a 1:37, low 1:37, 1:37.1. Puts in P2 at the moment. So it's a good benchmark from Chris there. It was a brilliant lap in that Williams. 3/10 in front at the moment. Adam possibly is on another fast lap. He looked quite quick through first sector. Yeah, he is. Obviously these guys won't be starting on this compounded tyre, so they can rip 3 laps out of these until they do start slowing down. I will just double check Chris ain't on another fast lap. No, he's not. We'll stick with Adam then. And then we'll nip to Judsey because he's just started lap actually. Let's see if Pedro can get another 4/10, or if he can just nip in front of Ryan. That could make it a lot easier for Adam here. We'll have to keep an eye out on all these as the race progresses. Adam's actually lost time. He's up by 3.5. He's down by 3.5 tenths, so he won't improve on his time. Judsey's 1 of 2 starting in the soft compound, so he'll want a good lap here. I'm not actually sure behind him. The car behind him is not on a fast lap, which is good. He's just on an out lap with Sean. Judsey just had a slight issue there, but I think he managed to hold it quite well. I think he locked up there as well. He might be running no ABS. I'm not sure. But he's going to pop a 1:38.4, so he's put himself up into 8th at the moment. He will want to improve on that time. There is enough time to improve. There is a Pedro's out on track at the moment, but he is invalidated, and so is Mazepin. Sean's just started his first lap. I think he done quite well actually through P3 and 2 there, so P1 and 2. Clarkie's left the session. Clarkie wasn't a racer, I don't believe, so he was just watching, which is good. We don't want to lose any races near the end of quali. Sit in quali for 45 minutes just to get kicked or leave by accident. LTTG Sean's second sector is, these guys are obviously getting a lot faster because it's moved from a 59 now to a 58.8. His second sector's purple as well, maybe just from the game. Some of these times, some people are coming back out actually. I think Pedro's just about to go in the pits, he's just run out of fuel. Mazepin through sector 3 may also be out of fuel, but I'm not sure. The yellow flag's going. Car behind him is Judsey. This could be quite a fast lap actually. It looks like it's going to be a 1:37 again. It could even creep into a 36 here. Yeah, 1:36.9. He's put himself second. Brilliant lap. That's a great lap there from Sean. So he's moved up into P2, and with 3 minutes left to quali, Ryan's out at the moment on an out lap, and so is So is Chris actually, but Matt Mann's just come out the pit as well. I don't know which one of these is in front. Chris put up a brilliant lap in the first, his first little stint there. Judzy is just retired in the pit lane, so I think he'll be happy with where he is. Getting inside the top 10, I think he'll be happy though. Obviously, I haven't seen most of the season, but from his reply anyway, you haven't seen me race much. Well, being in the top 10, that's a bloody good effort, so well done to you, mate. Especially in a Ferrari, so it's not too bad. We'll stick with Sean as he starts. He's halfway through his lap actually. I don't know if he was on a second one. We'll find out. If not, we'll flick. He's actually up by 2.5 tenths. So at the moment, he's going to be in the P1. I believe this to be his second run on these softs, so they are improving on their second run and third, possibly. He did have a slight wobble coming out there. He wasn't up by a massive amount, so he possibly might lose that time, but he only needs to find a 10.5 and he'll pass Chris into first. Everyone now is out on an out lap apart from Pedro and Mazepin. Sean might get in the 136s here as well. He has a 136.6. That's a fast lap, and that is a tenth and a quarter. Well, yeah, 1/10 clear of Chris, who's just started his second lap. We'll see where Ryan is on track. Ryan's in front of Chris actually, so we'll stick with Ryan and then flick back to Chris. Mazepin is retired there in the pit, so he'll be happy where he is, I think. Walker's out on an out lap now, so he'll definitely improve because he hasn't even put up a time. He's just started his lap, I believe, unless that was Rage. That was Rage. I think obviously with Ryan being first in the championship, he'll want to try and get as high up as he can in quali. Possibly if he can get in front of Adam, I think he has a very, very strong chance to take it. To make another car overtake you isn't always easy. He has run slightly wide. The game's let him off though. He'll want to try and at least get 3 tenths out of here. Adam is on a lap as we speak. He's just started his. But this could be in a one big. I reckon it's 137. This could be a low 137 here. He has improved by 1/10.5. So he's only moved up into 4th. He's moved up 1 place in front of Range, but he's still behind Adam there. Quali will finish as soon as people pass. Pedro's finished. He's in 7th there. We'll go to Walker because he hadn't actually done a lap. He was through sector 1, so what we'll do, try and catch some of the end guys. Chris is going into the pit. Chris is happy with second, possibly. Adam's through that. Matt Mann will be the next car. Matt Mann's on an invalidated lap. Mr. Wade is improving his slightly by 1/10 so far. That will move him. It won't move him unless he can find another little 1/4 of a tenth. He's found 4.5. So in that last sector, these guys are finding time in that last sector now. Mr. Rage puts himself up into 3rd with 1:37.0. That time from Sean looks very, very decent. 4 tenths off of Mr. Rage, but that was in a Haas, a 1:37.0. So Matt Man has retired in the pit lane, so he won't improve on his time. Walker's behind Adam here. I think Adam might be slightly up here. He's going into that last corner. He might creep into 1:36. Yeah, creep into. He's just gone pole with a 1:36.5. God, that's what I mean. This last sector, they're finding so much time. Ryan's now in this last sector. He wasn't much up through sector 2, only 1,000. Mr. Walker's just put himself into P4, 1:36.9. Ryan's going to improve. He's going to do a 1:37.0. I'm not sure where that put him. He may have moved up a place there. We'll see, but well done to Adam smashing in that lap right at the end. That put him on pole. Great lap from him in that McLaren. So 1:30. Adam will be on first. TZ Sean second. OTL Allen will be third. Walker fourth. Ryan Sam in fifth. We'll keep an eye on him. Mr. Rage in sixth. Pedro seventh. Matt Man on soft compound in eighth. Mazepin in 9th, and Judzi on soft compound in 10th. The other guys will be starting on mediums. It's very close there between the top two, and there's quite a big gap actually from 6th to 7th, so that might help Ryan. A bit of a gap there, he might be able to box maybe a couple of laps earlier than Adam. It'll be a great race between them, great battle anyway. It might come down to strategy, there might be a safety car, you never know what could happen. So with it being Abu Dhabi as well, it's people can get caught up in a little bit of mess. You never know what's going to happen here. Clarkey, it looked like, has been added. He might just race from the bow. I'm not really sure if he's in this league or not, to be fair. But I know he's quite quick, so depending on what car the game's put him in, he might have a brilliant race from the back as well. I couldn't read out 11th to 19th. I think it's 19 now with Clarkey being last, but Clarkey's in a McLaren that I can see, or that the game is saying. He's in that first garage, so no break. Or if there was, someone's just read it up, but at least we're going straight away. I will read out the rest of the grid before we start. Being these guys' last race of this season, hopefully it'll be a good watch. Obviously I know some of these guys anyway, and they're always very clean and very strong at racing opposition, and their will-to-will racing's probably close to great. So hopefully these guys who I haven't seen, like I said, if they've been in this league with the others for that long, they've got to be decent enough anyway. We will probably stick on Walker or Ryan as we start. Obviously they're on the medium compound. There was 2, Matman was 1 with the soft compound. Couple outside of the top 10 have actually started on the soft compound as well. Bob is on the soft compound, Mitzi Matt is on the soft compound, and then Danny Boy back in 18th has gone soft compound. So a few strategies that I didn't think would, or tyre choices I didn't think would be at the from 11 down, but each to their own. And obviously they think they can get a better start, or if they can push their way up. I don't know how many laps they're going to do on their soft compound. One car didn't leave the back. That's Clarkey, he's kind of stuck. I think it's his car just lagging out because he just joined. So Adam will want to get a good start. It's not a massive run down to turn 1. There's a little bit of a run, but there's a lot of tracks with a lot more run. So it'll be interesting to see where Ryan can put himself after the first couple of corners, if he can gain a couple of places up the inside, or if he's just going to go. So it's showing me the medium, soft, medium, soft, medium. Doesn't sound brilliant, the second one. I don't think people really want to do a 3-stop round here. But it looks like it might be a 2-stop. Some of these guys, like I said, hard sounds vile around Abu Dhabi, but some of these guys might flick them on. If there's been a few safety cars in some of the earlier races in this league, then some of these on softs might play the blinder here. Get off their soft, go on to a fresh medium, and then mediums have to box twice. If they do, I'm not sure. We'll see and we'll find out. We've got 28 laps of this, so it's going to be very interesting. Like I said, I don't really know half of these drivers, so it's hard to actually say who I should look out for. I'm definitely going to be looking out for Clarkey being in a McLaren. I know he's quite quick. Irish New Potato, I've seen his times on leaderboards before as well, so he's got as much pace as, I'd say, probably Chris, who's up in 3rd. So this is going to be a great race, I think. I'm not going to have the best camera angle to start with, but we'll sit on Ryan. He's going to be on the outside in turn 1. See if Pedro or Rage can flick up the inside of him. He has to be a bit wary about Mataman there in 8th. Soft medium it's asking for. on the softs. I think we're just waiting slightly because Clarkey joined during... Oh, Clarkey's car's going round, which is slightly annoying. I don't know if it will allow him to... I don't know what's going to happen. I wouldn't think it would... I think it would just allow him to go around. Problem is, these guys' tyres are all going to be completely knackered. Like I said, Matman in 8th. If he gets a good start here, he could probably get up to where Ryan is, and he'll be on the inside of him. He could move up into 5th quite easily here. Judsey I need to look out for as well, because I haven't seen him race. I think top 10 might have surprised him, actually. But I think that's a very good lap from Mitch. I know he got into Q3. I think that's very good from him. And my screen's gone black. And we're off. Strange game. We're off anyway, I think. We'll try and stick with some of these at the front. Walker got a good start on Chris there. It looked like Sean's got past Adam. Mr. Rage got a good start. Like I said, Matman's gone up 2 places. Ryan Sam is lost out in 1 place. But he has got back past Rage there. He's going to break late into turn. He's going to have to go a long way around the outside as well, but he should be alright. So Adam lost 1 place. Walker's moved up a few there, I believe. There's a lot of cars and a lot of stuff happening behind me. Matman being on that soft compound, he doesn't look like he's got a good enough drag there from Mazepin. He's moved up quite a few paces as well. No one's going to attempt anything in front that I can see. Ryan's going to go on the outside to inside of Rage and take that position. Matman did very well there to get past me. Oh, there's something's happened back because they've lost a 2nd gap. It might have been... Mazepin's moved down to 18th, so say he's had an issue there. He might have got clipped or someone's hit him. Mitsimat has moved up another 3 places. He's doing very well. These guys are still side by side. Ryan has just lost 2 places. 3 places. I don't know if he has damage. We'll try and find out. He looks like he's got both end plates. He might have just had a slight wobble coming through that S section. But it's helped Mitsimat. He's moved up anyway on his soft compound tyre. Maybe that was a good decision from him, you know. He looks like he's got quite a bit of speed. He looks like he's quite a little bit faster than Matman here as well, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Adam has lost a little bit of a second now to Sean, who's just got up the fastest lap of 1:44. Walker's moved up. We'll have a look at how many people have moved up and by what. No one's very close that I can see at the moment. Pedro's doing... Oh, and Greenfingers has completely binned it. We'll try and catch his car somewhere. I think it's on the left there. Yeah, he's going round in sector 1. Virtual safety car. Hopefully that will not go to a safety car. Half of these guys are out of sector 1. So hopefully it won't. Like I said, Adam's lost a lot of time there to Sean, but Ryan's 6 places below him down in 8th. No one's got a penalty here, which is great to see. No one's had to stop that I can see either. Biggest at the moment, the Irish New Potato and Danny are up 7 and 6. He's had a great start then, Irish New, because he was down in 15th. Danny's moved up from 18th to 11th as well, so it's a brilliant start from some of these. These are on the soft compound tyres as well. Irish is on the soft as well, so maybe that was the right decision for some of these guys further back, just to throw on the soft compound, get in front of some of these medium runners who they probably might not have if they'd been on the medium compound. And Danny Boy has a drive-through penalties. Oh, it's just ruined his start. He was up 7 places getting a drive-through. We are back racing though. Adam and Walker have lost a little bit more time to each other actually, so a bit of progression there. Clarkey's now moved back down into last. I don't know if he's got a slight issue or not, but there is a big gap between these front guys. We'll try and fit in somewhere around. DRS is enabled now as well, which will help. It won't help Adam or Walker. Mataman is doing well to stay where he is. Danny Boy's had to pit for his drive-through. which completely messes up his start. I feel for him actually. I don't know how well he's done this season, but he had a great start there. But then he got a drive through. It's unfortunate. Adam's lost a little bit more time to Sean there. Sean looks like he's got good, decent pace. Been in an AlphaTauri as well. It's not the fastest car. Greenfingers has left the session. He's actually DNF, so he is out at the moment. Walker's. Oh, Chris has got past Walker there. I didn't see that. OTO Allen got past Walker there. He was 9/10 behind him. That must be a hell of a drag going up that sector 2 straight. Walker's got it back. Chris doesn't have DRS, but I don't know if Chris is running a little bit lower wing there. He looked like he kind of flown past. Matman got past Rage there. There's a yellow flag in sector. Oh, is that Mazepin? I think he's possibly gone around. Yeah, he has. Or he's had a collision with someone. I don't think he's got wing damage. I hope not, because that will keep him racing. It looks okay. Where are we back on? Walker's still sitting with Chris here. He's only lost half a second. Ryan's up. That means Misfits had a slight issue. He's facing backwards going through sector 3. So he's spun off the curb. Judsley's doing alright, still in that 11th spot. He's got a gap behind him by a good 2.5 seconds. So this could be very good for him to potentially squeeze into a top 10 here. Mr. Rage is very close to Matman, but I don't think anything's going to happen down this straight. It might down the next one. There's a lot going on though. Clarkie's just moved up in front of Mr. Matt, but he's had to pit, so he did get wing damage. And try and stick. Mr. Rage is very close to Matman here. He's definitely going to have. Looked like he had a slight problem on acceleration there. Oh, there's a safety car, and that will be, I think, Bossman there in sector 1. Yeah, he must have come off that curb slightly, and it's just completely thrown him into the wall on the right there, which helps Mitsumat and Mazepin actually, because they were they had the box. They've come up behind the safety car. They should be able to pass it. No one else is going to pass anyone at the moment. They're the only two that have stopped. No one's got a penalty still. Lap 4. That's impressive for some of the guys on there that I know. But Bossman, we've lost Bossman and Greenfingers at the moment, which is a real shame. Hopefully this safety car will only be out for a lap or two. I know the guys are still in sector 1, but when Sean catches up, they should be allowed to go. The only thing I'm thinking about here, some of these guys who started on the soft compound, do they go medium from here and do 22-22? They possibly. We'll see what Matman does. He'll be the first one to. Walker's going to go in the pit. So is Sean. Sean went in there a bit late. Walker had passed a couple of cars. They've actually both gone in almost side by side. So, but yeah, Matman did follow him in. Irish New Potato stayed out on his soft compound. A couple of these guys have actually. Even some of the medium runners have boxed. Sean will be our lead. Sean was the leading car. He's gone on to medium, so he might go medium soft here. He started on the medium compound, so where is he going to come out? Clarkie isn't there, I believe. He's got an X near his name, so Sean's come out in 8th. Where Ryan Sam's moved up. Clarkie's ghost is not actually very helpful, I believe. It hasn't helped Walker, and I don't think it's going to help Walker either as they start their... Matman's now off the grass and he's let 2 people past. I think he had to before anyway. Bit of confusion anyway, maybe going into the pits. There was a late one from Sean, I believe, cutting across, but he's caught up with the pack. We're only waiting on 2 cars anyway. Danny Mazepin's in the pit, so he's just come out the pit, so safety car will be doing another lap after this one. Irish Nude and DXT Matty, they both stayed out on this soft compound tyre. Irish Nude's gone back past. I think they... Oh, Mitch is up into 6th here. I didn't realise he started on that medium compound. So Mitch is doing not too bad here, up into 6th. Judsy's down in 13th. He's boxed, I believe. Some of these have boxed. Yeah, he's boxed. So Sean's our top runner at the moment who has boxed. He's up into 8th. That's a good spot for him to be in. Walker's boxing is on the medium as well. I think they all put on the mediums who did box. Some of these are going to obviously finish on the soft. Some are going to finish on the medium. Safety car will not be coming in this lap. Will be next lap, I would hope, unless anyone's going to dive into the pit. I don't believe anyone did dive in the pit. So we're just waiting for Mazepin to catch up. He has had to stop twice, bit of unluck. Maybe a wing change in that, but pitting after 3 laps just wasn't the right call. I think that's why Irish has stayed out, because he started outside the top 10. He's moved up. Yeah, he was 15th, so he's moved up. Possibly. I mean, he's going to save him. He saved himself 2 laps here on his soft compound. It will come in. Yeah, so he saved 2 laps, so it might be a good call. The advantage isn't great. I see. If these guys can stretch these mediums out, though, it might help. I don't know if Irish Nude... I don't know if a 1 stop is possible here. He obviously said 2 on the trajectory thing, or even a 3. That just sounded horrible. So we'll see how he gets on throughout this race. Hello, Jensen. Anyway, hope you're doing well after your championship win in Elite. Half the field has stopped. Safety car will be in this lap. So we'll go racing again. Adam will be in first, followed by Chris and Rage. Irish New Potato. It says it's on mediums. He started on mediums. I thought he started on softs. Matty stayed out on softs. It does this to me sometimes with the tyres. Oh, maybe Irish New did start on the medium, so yeah, it's just Matty who stayed out on that soft compound, so we'll see how he gets on as well. I think he's in a Tauri, so he's got to get past Mitch though. Mitch will be his first point of call to get past. Anyway, Adam's going to restart this. Waiting for the safety car to go in. I don't know when he'll go. He won't want to get tagged by Chris here or Mr. Rage. I don't think he'll want to get overtaken by them at all. Chris has got a nice big gap there to Rage, so if Adam has gone, that's done very well for him, because he'll be a second in front of the car behind, I believe. Mr. Rage didn't get the best of restarts, neither did Irish New Potato actually. He's been overtaken by Ryan, so Ryan's moved up 1 already. Irish must have had a really bad start. Mitch has stayed where he is, which is good. Sean's gone up the outside of Matty there. They're very close to each other. I don't know if he'll have the straight line speed to get back past him going down. Walker's still in 9th. He'll want to get... Oh, he's got past who he needed to get to Sean. Sean's the front runner who's boxed here. Ryan's closing in on Rage here. He's moved up a good couple of places for him actually since he on that restart. He needs to get up into this top 3 if he wants to win this championship. I feel Adam's got quite a bit of pace here, and he's up into first as well. I think someone went round there, could have been Mazepin. He lost out in a few places. I don't think he's got wing damage. Everything looks okay. Chris is very close to a couple of cars there as well. Mid to Matt has got 3-second time penalty for corner cuts. Sean and DXT Matty are having a good battle here. In fact, I think Someone got to... Man's been tagged there. I think there was collision between a couple of cars, so he's gone off, and he's had to wait until everyone's passed to come back on. Judsy's moved up a place there on Clarkey. I still don't think Clarkey's there. He's got an X above his name, so Judsy want to push himself back up into the top 10 if he can. Mitch is very, very close, and Walker's gone for a blinding move, but he's slightly caught too much curb on, I think it was Matty there, and he's lost out on 3 places. Sean's going to go around the inside to outside of Mitch here. Mitch is trying to hold position as well. He's doing very well defending, actually. Managing to keep in front here. Walker's moved up another 2. Oh, Walker moved up another 2. He might have got caught with a few people there. It looked like Pedro was round. Walker couldn't stop, and he slapped into DXT Matty there. So a couple of cars. Oh, Mazza spins round as well. So a couple of cars at the back here have all had issues. Back at the front though, Mitch isn't doing too bad. He's been passed by Sean now. Sean's got past him. He's got a 3-second gap back to Bob, so he's looking alright as he is at the moment. Mazzaspin gets past Walker. I think Walker's got damage. There was a big collision. Yeah, he must have. He's lost another place. There was a big collision down there somewhere into turns, I think, 4 and 5. Mr. Rage has got past Chris there. Safety car as well. Another safety car, lap 8. Oh, well, it's all going on. Matty being that soft runner, it would have been brilliant for him to have probably boxed around now with 20 laps left. He could have... Walker and DXT Matty have now they've both actually DNF'd. I'm not sure what happened. I know Walker and Pedro got caught up, or Pedro and Walker were around. Matty was in the wall. Mazzaspin was also there. I think he had done his own thing by spinning as well. We'll try and catch these two. It looks like they've just gone dead straight. Interesting. Oh well, at least 15 drivers. Sam's Ryan's in front now. I didn't see that. He's actually moved up into first. So Adam's boxed. Adam's come out. Is he going to come out in 9th? He's put a few more almost half collisions there. Coming up to the safety car. Judsy's up in the 5th. Brilliant race from him so far. I don't need to see how well you race if you're going to be up in the top 5 after 9 laps. I don't think any of these front runs have hit though. Oh, Mr. Matt's the only one with the penalty so far. There's only 2 that haven't pit. Irish New Potato who's on a medium compound, and Ryan who's also on a medium, so everyone else has pit behind. I didn't realise Judsy had pit there. He's come out in a brilliant position. Sean he was first anyway, so the bloke behind him, I believe it was Walker. So the next person behind him who actually stopped, who was up at the front, I think it possibly was Mataman or even Adam. And he's down in 9th. But Ryan's obviously going to push those medium tyres now for a 1-stop. If he can try and... all he needs to do really is finish in front of Adam. Adam just needs to try, and I reckon... I don't know, he needs to push up to Sean as fast as he can. I can see Sean getting past possibly both of these guys anyway. He seems to have a lot of pace, even being in the AlphaTauri. Chris though, he was down in 3rd, and Rage, they've all moved down to 9th and that, but these are soft compound tyres, what, for another 9 and 9 possibly, 9 and 10. There will be another lap. I thought the safety car would have actually come in, but it's going to do another lap. Everyone's all together. Someone might slip in a little pits here, which no one has, so we'll have to just wait till next lap to race. There'll be 18 laps left. I believe there's been 2 safety cars now and 1 virtual. So there's a chance of 3, possibly 3 more. unless there was a virtual that moved into a safety car, then there'll only be 2. Yeah, that did look a bit naughty, that all those cars bundling down the end of this straight here. Like I said, there was Pedro facing one way, Walker was in the wall with DXT, and Mazepin was round facing the other way, but I don't think he got caught up in their issue. I think he might have just caught the curb, but that's not one, I'm not looking at it, so that's fine. A couple of these drivers who I know were a bit further down, Volts Bob, Judzy, Mitz and Matt. It'll be interesting to see where these guys can finish, because they've all done one stop and they're on a medium compound. These could be going to the end here. These soft runners behind, possibly Adam, Mr. Rage, Chris, they might be on there. They might have to do 2 stops here. You can get past these guys. It won't be easy anyway without DRS. I know they're on the soft compound. Those guys have done 4 on their medium, so I don't think they'll be going to the end. 22 laps on mediums. Sounds a bit grim round here anyway. Ryan and Irish have done 9 on their mediums and haven't stopped. They'll probably want to be pitting within the next maybe 8 laps, throw on a pair of softs. Like I said, those guys behind on the softs, they're going to have to box anyway. And they're going to have to try and get past. Safety car should be coming in this lap. Judgy just got a 5-second penalty for a collision there with Mitz and Matt. That's not going to help him if he has to stop again on that tyre, which is a shame because he'll have to sit in the box for 5. Safety car is in, and we are racing. Mitz and Matt just got another 5-second penalty there, and something's happened to Mazepin. He must have had a bad last corner. He's gone round and ended up on the wall slightly. Ryan's going to have to push as hard as he can up front. He's got a big gap actually already to Irish Nude there. 1 second, over a second, just in a couple of corners. So he'll want to push out as hard as he can. Try and hope that Adam can't get past these guys as quickly as he can. He should actually get possibly Mitz and Matt and Matman down this straight. That soft compound tyre should do a bit. Mitz and Matt's gone very defensive. I don't know if Adam can squeeze through both of these. He's going to go around up the inside. He's broke a lot later he can on that compounded tyre. And he's made that look pretty sweet actually. He's just got to wait. He's just got to get past these next 2, and Sean's going to go side by side with Irish Nude here. He's got the inside line. He's going to go to the outside, but he has to give room here. Irish Nude broke there and then tried to cut back inside. I think he got a little bit of curb, which didn't help him. Matman got overtaken by... Oh, Adam's round. Mitz and Matt and I think Judzy just... There was slight contact, maybe wheel to wheel, and it looked like Adam just got thrown over to the right, like to the left, like nothing had really happened, but that ain't going to help him now. He's down in 14th. He's just got to try and keep his composure and hold on to the back, and he's got to try something, I think, now. Oh, and Judzy's going around and he's going straight into the wall. I don't think he's out. He's just facing the wrong way. So he's going to have to do a lap with no wing at all, which is going to be quite interesting. We'll see if any of these are close enough. Pedro's closest to Rage. Clarkey isn't there, so Adam's got past him with a bit of ease there. Chris was the next one who had pit. He's going to go up the inside of Mitz and Matt here. He should have the straight line speed because of the tyre difference. But then he gets past him and Mitz and Matt just flies past him again. I think Chris might be running a bit of a different wing, and Matt Man and Mr. Rage are going side by side as well. Mitz and Matt can't brake as late as a couple of these guys. Mr. Rage and Matt Man are going side by side as well for all this. These two having a brilliant battle. Pedro's right behind him as well. He might actually be able to sneak past one of these. He's going to try and go around the outside. Oh, and Matman's been... Mr. Rage just looked like he couldn't break there, and he went straight into Matman. And now he's had to be pushed up by Mitch. I don't think that's... It didn't look very nice, whatever happened. I don't know if Pedro's back wheel might have caught Mr. Rage, but it looked like Mr. Rage didn't break at all there and just slapped into Matman. Matman's had to go wide. I think he's got no wing. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. Adam's now moved back up to 9th. Yeah, there's no yellow flag. He can overtake now when he wants to. Danny Boy's got in from there. Matman's going round with no wing. He's completely missed the pit stop, so that moves Adam up into 7th. He's got his teammate in front, which could help here. He's only 5 seconds behind. Ryan's going to have to try and get... There's another yellow flag in sector 3. That's nice to spin. He's round again. Mr. Rage has had to pit because of his wing. I'm massively surprised. Mitch is out. What's happened to Mitch now? Down that straight. He got caught up with Danny possibly. Mitch is in the wall on the right. And that should be a safety car, and it is a safety car. Well, that helps Ryan because... Oh, does it? He's done half the race on a medium compound. I mean, can softs really do 14 if the safety car's going to be... A safety car could be out for ages here. Will he have to flick hards on? I'm not really sure. Some of these guys on softs could always go back to their medium and finish the last 15 laps, 14 laps. But I'm not sure. I mean, who's at the back? Judsey, he managed to keep a hold of his car, which is good. He's put the hard compound tyre on. But he's just coming out the pit. These other guys are already halfway through sector 3, so I reckon we've got at least 3 laps here of safety car. That will leave 13 to 14, well 12, 13 laps. I mean, a couple of the guys did 7, 8 laps on their soft, but 14 could be a push. We'll see what Ryan has to pit. I think he has to pit. It just depends what compound he goes on to. Sean's also pit. Did Voltorb stayed out? So Voltsbob has stayed out on his 8 lap old mediums, which is not, that might not be a bad idea because he wasn't massively high up in quali. He's now going to be starting the race now. People are putting on soft compounds. Ryan's come out first with a soft on. Volksbob maybe he's made a bad decision here. I'm not really sure. I mean, he has to pit anyway for softs. Clarkey stayed out because he's under AI, which is not going to help some of these guys. Because he's got an X above his name, I don't think in the safety car restart he's going to be up with Volksbob. So he could always get a good result out of this. Some guys have gone to mediums, I thought they would. Some of these Irish Nude though, and Ryan and TTG Sean, they've all gone for that soft compound. They're going to try and push probably 11 laps, maybe 12, when everyone's caught back up. Like I said, Judgy's just going past Mazepin. He's just coming out the pit. These guys are still going to have to catch up. So yeah, this is going to be out for about another 2 laps at least. But Ryan's got Ryan's bit of luck's come in here. Adam went round, which was a shame, but Ryan stayed out on his medium and it's worked for him. He just needs to worry about a ghost of Clarkey in front of him, but that hasn't helped because now the Ghost's stopping. Ghost is behind you still if you're Ryan's just got 5 seconds for overtaking Clarkey under the safety car. He couldn't give the position back because Irish was right behind as well, but Voltsbob's just pit. so he's going to lose only a few positions actually. He might even put on the soft compound here. It'll give him an extra lap compared to some of the others. He's actually moved down. Oh, he's put on a hard compound. So he didn't want to try the soft for 12 laps. Maybe 11 if that Aston Martin don't catch up. So it's only done one that I can think of. Bob will come out in front of Judsey. These three guys will be out on the hards. I wouldn't be surprised actually if that Aston Martin don't catch up before sector 3. It should do. It should do. We should be racing this lap at the next lap if he can catch up. If he doesn't, some of these guys on the hards might even rebox onto soft. The guys on the medium though, I don't know how. Obviously some Jensen told me there wasn't a massive difference between these. I just don't know how many laps they can do. Pedro being in 5th on 4 lap old mediums, is he going to go to the end? So that ghost of Clarkey's is really messing a few people up here, I think. Obviously Ryan's penalties from, well, he overtook Clarkey, so it's technically his own fault, but having a ghosted car in 2nd behind a safety car isn't going to be nice for some of these guys. Safety car is in this lap. Adam's going to have to have an absolute blinding restart here. He's got 13 laps to get in front of Ryan, who's on softs, fresh softs. He's going to have to hope something happens. But we'll just see, because obviously Sean's been showing amazing pace this whole race, and he pushed himself in front of a few of these guys, so if he can get in front of Ryan, and you never know what could happen around here. So, but that's helped Adam because he lost a few places there, and it's definitely pushed him back up into contention, only being a couple of seconds behind. He just needs a good restart. I think Ryan's gone though. Clarkey's ghost, it looks like it's sat with him quite well, so that hasn't done too much. Irish Nude will get past him, I believe. It's just Ryan's flown away there. He's got 1.2 second gap already. Clarkey's going to lose out on positions here anyway. Sean's going to... We'll see how these other guys behind are getting on. Mr. Rage is going to... OTL Dixie just overtook Chris there on the outside. He needed to make a move somewhere, so that's a good start from him. Mattman's gone up for Danny Boy there as well. No one's close enough, I don't think, to make a move. Pedro's very close to Clarkey, but Clarkey's a ghost, so you can just drive through him like that. I think I said that the McLaren boys had won the constructors already. They've been driving probably very well this season, not that I've seen anything. They're going to work a little tactic here, I would think, as well, because Pedro can definitely help Adam here. Chris has moved up now into 6th, just behind those guys. Mr. Rage and Mattman still following through at the front. You've got Ryan, he's lost only a little bit of time to Nude there, but TTG's sticking with these. I still think he's going to have a very good end to this race. You just need to... Mattman and Mr. Rage got past Clarkey there. I'm glad that ghost did not affect the safety car. Chris has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I think that's his first, which is... Yeah, we're 3/4 of the way through the race, Chris. Well done, mate. He's usually up to about 12, but I did actually say to him once, he just needs a little bit more consistency, and he'll do very, very well. And it looks like he's done a little bit of practice anyway to only get 3. He's on the back of Adam. He really is pushing Adam around here though. Adam got past him, but Volks Bob has got past, he's on that hard compound, so is Mitz and Matt, and we'll keep an eye out for those 3. They're on the, and Judsey, he's on that hard compound as well. think more forced to the hard than they wanted to. Is that Adam side by side? Yeah, it was. Adam's gone up the inside of Pedro there now, so he's moved up into 4. Adam can try. He needs to bridge that 3-second gap to these soft runner guys though, but no, he needs them to be battling. I mean, if Sean can get in front of Irish here and they can kind of start battling, that can bring Adam. He's just taken 3/10 off him up that straight anyway, so something must have. He's just lost it again though at the end. So when the soft compound will start dying out, maybe in about another 7 laps possibly, it leaves 3-4 at the end where the medium runners will be quicker. He needs to try and lower that 3-second gap though. Needs it to be about 1 second. If these 3 can get DRS, they can pull each other away from him. Mitsumat has just picked up a 3-second time penalty from multiple warnings as well. Mattman's on 6, Danny Boy's on 3. OTO Island's only on 3 as well. DRS is now enabled, so if these, like I said, if these 3 can pull themselves away from Adam, there's a yellow flag in sector 3. This could be massive. You try and find out what's happened. It's one of Mitsumat has DNF'd. And it can't be Mitch at the same time. Surely not. There is another safety car. So these soft runners now, these 3 at the front on their softs, that might have been a absolute blinding move, because for another, I'd say at least, this lap and the next one, his tyre wear is going to go up by about 3-4%. So the softs will now make it to the end, I think, quite easily. AI in second, yeah, that don't help. Where is his car now? I think it's moved to the back. Yeah, it has. It's in 13th. I know some of these will box actually. You can see 3 of them on, or 2 of them now on hards. Mitsumat obviously did not like that hard compound, or it didn't like him anyway, and that's why he ended up DNFing. But we see these 2, like I said, they should all box. I don't know if Adam, Pedro and everyone who's been on there, Pedro should. He's on a 7-lap old medium. I mean, they can go to the end, but I would think all of these, apart from those front 3, might actually box for a soft tyre, knowing there's only 10 left on. Danny Boy will be helped anyway, because he lost a little bit of time. I don't know if anyone dived. No one's dived in the... Sean dived in the pit. And he was on softs as well. 4-lap softs. Is he the only one that's pit here? These people on hards stayed out as well. Judgy stayed out on his hards. So Sean and Danny have boxed. So's Mazespin and Clarkey there. For some reason his car's now not ghosted. That might just be because he's in the pit, but... Interesting tyre change from Sean though, and nobody else near him really, because Danny wasn't that close to him. I mean, it's moved Adam up into 3rd. He still somehow has to get past Irish and Ryan, both on softs. I mean, he's got a good chance nearer to the end, because like I said, their softs will go off. The other 2 cars probably will catch up this lap, but it'll have to do another one, I believe. It doesn't come in, but I think that now we're up to 4 or 5. There'll only be 1 more or 2 more if there are. Everyone's going to catch back up. We've only lost a few drivers anyway, 6. Clarkey still isn't there, but he's at the back now, so that's okay. Judsey, I think these guys, Volts, Bob and Judsey on their hard. They'll have to do some very, very good driving to even attempt. I mean, Sean and these guys on the soft behind them, they should absolutely fly past them. But I think Judgely, from what he was saying earlier, I think he's still happy to be in this race. He's been up to P4. He's been down to P18, I think, so, or P16 or something. So he's doing very well, still sitting in the top 10 if he can stay in there. he'll be quite happy. It'll be a hard slog on that hard compound though. Pedro's the only one who might struggle here at the end of this race. His lap's another three or four laps older, but I think he's kind of he's protecting Adam here from anyone behind who might then get in the way of his charge on Ryan. But the thing is as well, Adam needs Ryan to finish, I think, third or fourth for him to win 8 points. First to third, so he's going to have to bank on Irish Nude getting past him. He's also then going to have to pass Irish Nude, and Ryan will be next. So good luck for the last 8 laps. We'll have 8 laps when the safety car goes in anyway at the end of this one. He's got to be careful though, Adam. Chris is behind him, Mr. Rage. He's got those 3 people, especially Sean, on that soft compound tyre at the back. They're going to be rapid. Sean showed some great pace all day today, quali and in the first couple of stints before the safety cars as well. He was pulling away at the front as well before that first one, so very, very interesting to see how far he can push his way up in 10th with 8 laps left. Should be interesting. Main focus though is really Adam getting past Ryan here and seeing what he can do. Hopefully, he's hoping those soft compound tyres are tearing up, but at this speed, no, they can't be. So he was lucky anyway, I think, because he was a bit far back. He passed a couple of cars. He did a brilliant overtake on Chris up the inside of the first S section in sector 1, and then he flew past his teammate. I think there was a bit of pulling, and then Pedro let him pass before the safety car, which was a good thing. But safety car will be in this lap. We will have 8 laps left of racing, and it'll be Ryan to lead us away with a big chase from the guys behind. Keep an eye on Sean as well. He should fly past those 2 on the hard compound. Nice and early safety car call though, it's always good. You don't want to be going around the last corner and the safety car decides to just go in the pit. 5 seconds for Judzy on Volksbob, a little collision. Probably just slowness of weak, hard tyres being cold and not being able to wait. But we are off. Ryan has gone. He hasn't got the best of stuff. Adam looked like he got quite close to Irish there. Mattman's already passed Rage, and Mr. Rage possibly has gone round. Yeah, he might have gone round. He had a bad something somewhere. He's gone from 6th to last. Ryan's done what he needed to do though. He's got that good start that he needed. There's a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Mr. Rage will be one of them. There's a red car now around as well. Is that Mattman? Yeah, he's at the back, so he's moved back as well. Sean is going round the outside of Volksbob there. He's moved up 5 places since we've just been 4 places. No, 5 since we've just been talking there. So Ryan's got half a second gap. Adam needs his DRS to kick in, and he needs to still be within that second of these guys at the front. If he loses that, then that's his race. Is Chris going to get past Pedro there? He's going to look up the inside here. He can just brake a lot late, a bit wayward there from Chris, going off half the track. He only got a warning for that. He's still on 3 seconds, so that's good. It's very good. He's now got another warning though. Ryan, I've just realised Ryan actually has a penalty here. I think it's that, if it's the 5-second one, I'm not sure if he's possibly get it removed. I'm not sure because he got hit, so I don't think it was his fault. Pedro's just picked up a 3-second time penalty for corner cuts as well. Sean's on the back of him. But yeah, Ryan's done what he needed to do on that first lap, just bridge a gap, or a little bit of a gap to Irish here. He is sticking with him, but it's going slightly back. Pedro's lost the back of Chris here now as well, so Adam's very, very close to Irish New Potato there. Mr. Rage picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Matman and Mr. Rage are in the pit lane actually, so fastest lap maybe, possibly for both of them. Mazepin looks like he was going to go up the inside of his teammate, the McLaren there, but fought against it. Adam's just flown past Irish Nude there, sorry for anyone who missed that. Volksbob's hard tyre there, he's actually just got past Danny Boy going down that straight as well, so they're having a bit of tussle between those two. We'll flick to it while we're just here. He hasn't got... He's on a hard compound tyre, but he looks like he's pulling away from Danny, who's on the soft. Chris is now right on the back of Irish Nude as well. He's just had a slight wobble. Chris could go around the outside here. He's going to possibly think against that. There would have been a hell of a move. I think Danny Boy there just picked up a 3-second time penalty from corner cuts. Adams lost that DRS on Ryan, so Ryan's pushed. He's not lost it completely. It's temp, but Ryan will be wanting to push off. Adam's got that down now. It's within 9/10, so he might get DRS. He should do. It's enabled now, so he won't get it down this straight. But Sean's just put up the fastest lap of 1:39.6. I knew he had pace, but he's already took. When that gets down to 6/10, he's taking 2 seconds out of Pedro. I don't know really what happened in that bit of a gap behind him, but even Pedro's sticking with Chris here. It's brilliant. This is from both of these McLarens, so I'm not sure if Pedro will have to. Oh, Chris might. I thought he had a better drive out of that corner, but Irish looked like he's going to stay in front. That soft compound isn't doing miles better. I mean, Sean's not exactly... He's catching Pedro by a lot, but he's now right on the back of him. Look at this little train of 5 cars behind Adam. Matman's just picked up a 3-second time penalty as well, so that won't help. Volksbob has been overtaken by Mazepin there as well. He might get him back down the next straight. We'll have a look though, but Sean's going to possibly go up the... Faked it and went up the inside of Pedro here, giving him room. He's had to go wide and he's got through there, so I think there was a little bit of collision there, but I think everything was okay. Pedro's tyres being 9 laps older and a different compound to Sean's, you can see why he could brake a lot later into that corner anyway. Volksbob just picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That won't help him near the end of the race because I think he's on 9. No, he's on 8. He's only got a 5. Some of these guys though, the thing is Ryan with his penalty, if it stays there, I mean he's going to be finishing possibly down in 5th. And Adams breached that gap to Irish Nude now as well. That's a second, so if he can keep that away, he won't be pressured on the next DRS straight. Adam just needs to try and get DRS off of Ryan here. He will hope that Chris and Sean just stay with him as well. Chris could get past an Irish Nude here. He's very, very close. I don't know about the those softs might start going off now. They are that 9-lap old. Chris looks like he might be able to fly past him late on here. He's going to make it look very easy. Both Williams, and he's going to have the inside. He'll have to go around the outside, but he might have DRS going down here. Chris doesn't have DRS. The other Williams does, so it's Irish who actually got good at that. I don't know if Sean's close enough to do anything. Is he gonna try and do Chris on the out? No, he's nowhere near close enough. So Chris has lost a place down to Irish, but I think they'll all pass each other again and again down that same straight while we're in. Oh, and Chris has just gone around to the left, right there, so he's gone onto the grass. Hopefully he didn't have any damage and he can keep it going. I don't think he's got damage, which is okay. I think he's got a bit too much curb and it took him round, so that moves Pedro up one actually into 5th, so that's good for him. Adam's doing alright still. Obviously I don't know what's going to happen with Ryan's penalty and things, but Irish Nude's now lost another 8/10 to Adam, so I don't know if that soft compound's starting to die out, but Sean's on a newer set. They're 5 laps newer. I think he's definitely going to move up into a podium here, 3 laps left. It's just how far he can move up. Where did that move Chris down in 6th? He didn't actually lose too many places. He only lost 2, and one's to Pedro, who I think he'll be able to catch up back to. Pedro's laps are a bit more worn. He will have to worry about Mazepin behind him on the soft though. So Adam does have DRS, which is a good thing because he's pulled himself away from Irish, who didn't have it. Sean behind him has got it, but he's not close enough to do anything yet. Adam's going to get DRS again down here. I don't think he'll be close enough to make a move, but it definitely helps him stick with him if his penalty stands. And oh, little Irish was trying to go around the outside there. He's going to have the inside and then have to do outside into the next corner as well, but I think he's got it. He's stuck it as well. Sean has stuck that. He must have had a great run out of that last piece of S, and he just went around the outside. It was brilliant driving from these two though. Chris just picked up another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that's put him on to 6 seconds. He'll want to try and bridge that gap to Mazepin, even though he's on a fresh set of those softs. I think he'll be able to take another 3, possibly 3.5 seconds out if he can. Like I said, I don't think he's got any damage at all, which is good. Pedro's doing very well on his 14-lap-old medium compound tyres. Adam's very, very close to Ryan here. Danny Boy's just picked up a 3-second time penalty. That won't help him with the top 10 because I think he's now on to 11 seconds. Clarkey won't be there anyway. Clarkey hasn't been there. Oh, Pedro's retired. Try and catch what happened to him. Oh, he's done what Mitch did. He's come off that curb and it slapped him over to the right. The yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Not where Adam was overtaking Ryan though. There's no yellow flag there. You can see on the map that there was no yellow flag there. Ryan went very deep there and almost caught the back of Adam. I know he's on 11-lap-old tyres. His tyres might have gone. We're not sure. Adam looks like he's pushing on now. Sean's lost a bit of time to these guys as well. We are continuing racing. There's no safety car with 2 laps to go after this one. I mean, Sean, with 3 laps left, I don't think he can catch Ryan here, but he needs to. If I don't know what's happening with that penalty. At the moment, though, from where everything is and that penalty stands with Ryan, Adam's going to win the championship. Because Ryan, even though second would give him first, he's going to move down 2 spots to 4th unless he can find a couple. I mean, he's got 2 laps to find a couple of seconds here. Even if that penalty stands, he might be able to do it. Sean looks like he's not struggling on those softs, but he doesn't look like he's carrying as much pace as he has done for the for that first stint he did on the mediums. So Adam's out of DRS now. He can push on, almost out of DRS, more or less. Ryan will have to try and hope that he's kept it through here. Even though Ryan's on slightly older tyres, I just saw his sector 1 and that's the fastest he's done all day, so he has got DRS. He won't be close enough to do Adam here, but he'll definitely keep with him and it will help him. He's dragging himself away from Sean with this as well. He's just taken another 4 tenths out up the straight, half a second. He's got to worry about Irish behind him as well, does Sean, but there's 5-lap-old gaps on these tyres. It's amazing how Sean's losing time to Ryan, but another lap and a half left of this. Ryan might actually be able to squeeze that gap out. I mean, he's closed right in on Adam. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That was possibly Matt Man going round, or Judgy. Is it Judgy? We haven't heard from him for a while. That was him that went round, but he's inside that top 10. He's still on that hard compound tyre. Bloody brilliant from him. And Volts Bob. They had I think they were forced on 2 medium stops. They stopped early on for a set of mediums. And they were forced onto that kind of hard, but they're doing quite well, both being still inside that top 10. Ryan's fallen away from Adam here. There'll be one straight for him to try and overtake him. I don't know He won't get another 1.4 seconds off of Sean though, I know that. So he's going to bump down to third here. Unless he can overtake Adam. I mean, he's close enough for DRS. He's definitely close enough for DRS now. If he only needs 1.1 seconds now to breach that gap to Sean. He's going to get DRS up here, which will probably give him at least another 0.4. Adam's going mad on the defensive. He knows he needs to try and keep him in front of him up this. So I don't think his tyres are... Ryan's tyres might be gone, but he's just clawed another 0.2 out of Sean there. It's up to 4. I don't think he'll find another second. I mean, he's got another... He might be able to pass Adam down here anyway. He's got the straight line. He's going to go around the outside with a lot of ease actually here as well, so... Adam's going to stay within that gap, but I think he's now out. Sean's now outside of the gap, I think. Irish Nude Potato just got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so Irish is not going to pass Ryan. Ryan's not going to go back past Irish. Ryan needs to find about 0.3 here, and he will bridge that gap to Sean in third, and he will win the championship with that penalty. It's on 4.4, it's on 4.6. So Ryan's going to win on road from Adam here. Brilliant race between those two coming to the end. But let's see if Sean can catch up. He's 5 seconds behind behind Ryan. Ryan's just won the championship. Even with that penalty sticking, because Sean couldn't get within 0.08 of Ryan. That last corner must have really done Sean in. I don't know if Irish Nude had done tried something behind him, but it looks like Ryan's just nailed this and clipped it right at the end by a 10th. A brilliant effort from Adam there though. He's won because of that penalty, but that is close. I don't know. Like I said, if that penalty is staying, Ryan needed to finish third, and he's finished second, so I think he's got the championship pretty sewn up there. Well done to him. Well done to Adam as well. Clarky got it from the game, but he wasn't there. I don't know what you guys do. I know you don't really do comms, but we'll go through the end of the... I'll give what I think and things near the end of this. What an ending though, to win a championship. Oh, not being funny, in Adam's perspective, to lose the championship by 0.08 of a second because Sean had a bad last sector. That must feel heartbreaking. But well done to Ryan anyway. I think it helped him that he got past Adam down that last straight. But Adam won. Ryan was second anyway. TGG Sean was third. Irish Nude was fourth, sorry. Chris was fifth, if I can go across properly. Volks Bob did very, very well, finishing sixth there. Danny Boy was seventh. Mr. Rage got eighth. Mattman was in ninth. Clarky got 10th, who isn't there. So Judsy did get his top 10 in the end. Very, very good race from you. Mazda Spin would have been, well, he says 12th, 11th. Pedro did get classified, 3 laps behind in 13th. Mitzimat, Mitch, Walker, DXT, Matty, Bossman and Greenfingers all didn't finish. But yeah, what a final race in this league. I'm glad I did this now, because just to see that right at the end, championship literally going down to the last corner, you can't ask for any better than that, can you? But yeah, congratulations to everyone that finished there as well. Hopefully I will see some of you next season when you kick off your next season. But for me, I think I'm done, and well done to everyone again, and well done to Ryan for claiming SSR's championship for this season, and unlucky for the runner-up to Adam, who did everything he could today. He finished first. He had a spin, he still finished first. Safety cars did help him, but he had to overtake some hard people, some fast racers as well. So very well done to them. Obviously Sean had a lot of pace throughout the race until that last stint on those softs, but yeah, very, very well done, and I will see you guys in the new year.